Cougar Nation, welcome back to another podcast interview thing we got going on here. Glad that you're back and with us again. My name is Ethan Erickson. I'm on the football team. I'm joined here today with Mix Ramanis.
Nice to meet you, everybody.
Super stoked that you're here, man. Mix is outside for the volleyball team, for those that don't know. And he's a stud. So good guy, one of my good friends. So just tell me a little bit about yourself, kind of like a little intro before we get started.
Well, as you already said, my name is Mix Ramanis. Played volleyball for about 7 years, committed to BYU, played for the Latvian national team. That's just, my whole life is volleyball, so anything that's about me is just volleyball. So that's about it.
That's kind of like John. That's what his was too. He was telling me, he was like, "Oh yeah, I played volleyball since I was a little kid. Everything, my whole life." It seems like the main theme with a lot of you guys.
It is. It's just a lot of commitment when you're young. Not that you start really young. It's just that the cultures you're around, like Latvian back at camp, volleyball's huge. So it's like it got me into it when I was young.
Yeah. What age did you start playing at?
Club, it was middle of 7th grade, but I've kind of sort of played it my whole life. It was just been like at this Latvian camp I go to. Volleyball is like the thing. All the cool guys played volleyball, so I was like, I want to be a cool kid. So I was like, all right, I'll play volleyball. And then I started getting into it, and then here I am now.
Yeah. So started young. So you're from California, right?
Yeah.
And so did you your family play volleyball, or how did you get into it originally?
Well, my mom played and my sister played, and also my cousin played. I used to really look up to my cousin. He was just like at the Latvian camp I go to, Gadizers it's called. They play volleyball. There's this huge weekend called 4-2 weekend, and there's 4 guys, 2 girls, and it's my favorite weekend of the year, better than 4th of July. It's the weekend. So back then, it was just watching him play, watching my sister play, and wanting to play in the top, it was called Power League. It was the top league or power bracket, and that really got me into it. I was like, I want to be one of those guys. All the girls like this guy, and I'm like, all right, you know what? Now I'm gonna play volleyball, and then. Yeah, that's how it generally just started.
So this Latvian camp. Tell me a little bit more about that. So it's over in Latvia?
No, actually.
No, it's not.
Okay. It's in Michigan. The way it works is USSR invaded, sad history about all that. But a lot of Lutheran churches sponsored a lot of people to come back to the States, and a lot of the Lutheran churches were in the Midwest. So that's why it's in Michigan of all places.
Yeah.
So that's the explanation for that. But it's basically just a 6-week, or depending how old you are, from 2 to 6 week immersion camp where you go to Latvian high school. You go to classes every day about literature, history, among other topics, and then there's you can craft jewelry or make pottery. It just depends whatever you want to do, and yeah, that's what it's about. It's just same thing, Latvian immersion, and I met a lot of my best friends there.
Oh, that's so cool. And you're fluent in Latvian.
Yeah.
Do they speak Latvian the whole time you're there?
Yeah, you get in trouble if you don't. So it's we used to do wall sits. If you said a curse word, or you said something when we were younger, and you didn't speak for I don't know, 3 sentences, the counselors, I hope they don't get in trouble, because I thought it was funny. We all found it as entertainment as kids, and we were like, dang it, we have to go to the wall sits. We held a log and just sat there, because they were my cousins too, some of the counselors, so they could beat up on me a little bit more. So it's just fun times like that, and it just keeps the language on you, and especially when everyone's talking it, you just kind of get a better hold of it and just keep it.
Because when you're fully immersed, that's the easiest way to learn the language.
Sure.
Just stick with that language, yeah. So you mentioned your sister playing volleyball a little bit. How many siblings do you have?
1 sibling.
Just one, your sister?
Mm-hmm.
She played volleyball collegiately, or what was...
She did. Now she's in medical school now, but she started at University of Redlands Division III volleyball. But she played throughout high school, throughout middle school, and yeah, she played collegiately.
And so, is it older sister, younger?
Older.
Older?
Older, yeah.
And so having her play volleyball, was it kind of you two just got along really well, or did it kind of something put you two together? Or?
In the beginning, we never got together. Stories about my mom finding me with bite marks or scratch marks for my sister beating me up. It was there's all this stuff, but it was I always still in a sense looked up to her, because her older sister, older siblings, you kind of even though she kind of sucked sometimes.
Yeah,
but it was just yeah, exactly. So when you get there, or when I was there, it was just it was nice, and it was nothing I really wanted to just be better than her in something, but it was just something that I saw again in Gadizers, the fact that she did it, knowing that I could do it, and that she helped me out find my club coach, who I'm very thankful for, Roger Worsley. If he's seeing this, shout out to him. But that's how I initially just kind of got into it. She definitely helped out with it.
She's I'm gonna one up you.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's just that sibling rivalry right there.
A little bit.
I had my older sister play basketball, and I was like, I want to play basketball. I'm better than her.
Yeah.
So I totally get that. So going through, you started club, what grade? Like
Middle of seventh.
Middle of seventh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then that was over in California?
Yeah, I started in Boston for like a year, but it wasn't a real club. Like I went to club practices, but we didn't have like an organization to go play or like in tournaments. So it was just like a small couple of guys, and we just kind of started playing there. But then California, it's a lot better volleyball than in Boston. So we just kind of started, the level got higher, and I started learning a lot more.
And so going through club, going to high school, did you play high school as well as club or just club?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
Which one did you enjoy more?
The thing is there's a lot of controversy about this. It's just like club is how you go collegiate. Like if you want to be collegiate, you play club volleyball. That's where coaches watch you. Because in high school, everybody plays or everybody makes the team like from your high school. So there's no like serious like cuts unless there's like unless your high school is just amazing. Mm-hmm. There's no like crazy level of cutoffs. Like the cutoff to like people who play club volleyball is very, very low. Like we know what we're doing. Like most of the things they teach in high school were already taught to us in middle school, and like we already had the basic, not like amazingly, but like we already had the basics down.
Yeah, and especially like in high school, we've got one, maybe two solid players.
Yeah, exactly.
And then those guys going to play club with all the other high schools, one or two solid players.
Yeah. Yeah. So the competition just really brought out in the club. So, but like with high school, it's just fun because you just bang out and just you can have a little bit of fun with it.
How high were you jumping in high school?
Not that high.
Really?
I was good, but I like got here on the net. I don't know, like 10 something, touch 10 something.
Have you always been outside?
Yes. Yeah.
What made you be an outside? Just that's where coach put you, or that's what you wanted?
Mainly coach put me. It was just because when I came into the club in Cali, it was just they needed an outside. They needed another outside, and they saw that I could pass a little bit, hit a little bit. Still needed work, of course, but it's just put me there and started playing there.
Sweet. Well, appreciate you. Tell me a little bit about your life in this part one. Cougar Nation, be sure to stick around for part two. Get a little bit more into college and recruitment and whatnot. But thanks for watching part one. Thank you for watching this interview. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss the other two parts of this interview. Plus, all of our other interviews we do with BYU athletes. We also like to give a special thanks to our Cougar Board insiders for making this possible.